Among so many monitors that are currently available on the market, there's not too many of those that can impress you at first glance. Probably very few that will impress you before you even take them out of the box, or by sheer weight and size of it. Recently, we've had a chance to test one model that is exactly like that and comes in a box that a 1.75 meter or 5'9" person like myself can fit into with a bit of effort. If you're wondering what kind of a monitor requires a packaging like that, it is the AOC Agon AG493UCX2, wider than ultra-wide 49-inch gaming monitor, which will probably be even more popular among users that are not necessarily into gaming, but could use its advantages for their work. This is an unusual monitor which was very interesting to use during our testing to play and work on during the last 10 days, so now we get to share our experience with you and show you what it has to offer. First of all, we should mention that this is a model with a 32:9 aspect ratio screen, which as far as I know is the widest format available, at least among the consumer models. This is not the first such monitor we've used or tested, but is probably the most advanced and interesting such model. HDR certified and with 165Hz refresh rate, 5K resolution, and support for variable refresh rate and many gaming-related features. Quite the unusual device, so let's see how it performs, what are its advantages and shortcomings, and what type of users should be looking into buying one. In terms of design, the AOC AG493UCX2 is reminiscent of the AG273QZ and some other monitors that also belong to AOC's Agon series of gaming products, which is known for its above-average build quality. This is most obvious when you look at the stand, which is made of cast steel and is very heavy and robust, but also instills confidence that it can handle the screen of that size. It is metallic gray with a thin boomerang-shaped base and additional heel on the back, which is there for balance, since the whole stand is elevated above the surface and practically touches it in only 3 points. Such a stand and a large screen will require a lot of space on your desk, around 120 centimeters in width and 30 centimeters in depth, which is practically half of an average 120 by 60 desk. You can VESA mount it as well, though on the wall or monitor hand, as the supplied stand is also mounted the same way. The mount is also the only element on the otherwise quite clean-looking back of the monitor, along the Agon logo, of course. As for the mobility of the stand, you can swivel the panel left and right by 15.5 degrees, tilted by 5 degrees forward and 15 degrees back, as well as adjust the height in a 10 centimeter range. No pivot, of course, since it would not be physically possible without some kind of a giraffe stand. Speaking of necks, the one on the stand is also made of metal with a bit of plastic in the middle and features a large hole near the base of the stand that can fit all the necessary cables, and there can be many if you use all the available options. There are 3 HDMI 2.0 ports, 1 DisplayPort 1.4 and 1 USB-C 3.2, which is also capable of display input as it supports Alt-DP mode, as well as power delivery for powering external devices with up to 65 watts of power. There's also a USB 3.1 Gen 1 USB port for connection to your PC, as well as a hub with 3 such ports for connecting USB peripherals, one of which also supports quick charging. Quite practical, and it seems as if AOC thought of everything, as you also get KVN support for using a single set of peripherals on multiple PCs, as well as the picture-by-picture option for displaying 2 image sources simultaneously on the screen. This last one can be a bit temperamental when you turn it on or off, so for instance the monitor may always display a wide stretched image if you turn PVP on before changing the source to 16:9 ratio resolution, or if you turn the main source off before disabling PVP, you may not be able to change the source until you connect something again to that port. A few things which can be annoying, but that can be worked around once you're aware of them. The monitor features a graphical menu with 6 sections that hold all the image and gaming related options, as well as the extra features. You can control it by the 5 keys under the right bottom edge of the panel, but also via the G menu software, which is quite practical for setting all the options you see in the menu, but also a few useful ones which are not in the menu. Curiously, it also features a few options including the RGB lighting, which are not even found on this model. You also get a remote controller, which is certainly more practical than using keys on the monitor, especially since the menu is designed with directional keys in mind. On the remote, you'll also find the keys for controlling the sound volume, which will come in handy as the monitor is equipped with a 2x5 watt audio solution, which is actually pretty decent for a monitor and can be used just fine for gaming, work or multimedia if you don't have a quality set of computer speakers or something even better at hand. The sound is loud enough for normal viewing distance, even for more than that, and the bass extends down to about 70 Hz, although it slowly cuts down in volume under 120 Hz. As for the display, we've already mentioned that this is an unusual monitor, as it has a 32:9 image aspect ratio, basically like two standard 27-inch 16:9 monitors side by side. This image format is a lot wider even than the 21:9 ultra-wide models, so as much as those models are different than standard ones in terms of user experience, 32:9 is just as different from 21:9. The screen resolution is 5120 by 1440 pixels, so you get plenty of workspace, practically double the QHD, which is also the official name for this resolution. Just as the QHD is pretty much perfect for 27-inch models, double QHD offers great image clarity on this model, so this combination of resolution, size and format may be a dream come true for some users, mainly those who do a lot of video and audio editing, or use other programs with a lot of UI elements and toolbars. Being able to put everything you need on a single screen is really cool, since in this case there are no bezels or gaps to draw your attention. Everything is right in front and in your field of view, plus your eyes don't even have to shift focus since the screen is curved with a 1800R radius. Such a wide screen does require you to somewhat change your habits. Most of the apps you won't be using in full screen mode anymore, as it's much more practical for things like web browsers or office apps to be used as windows arranged side by side. You can fit 3 or more windows on the screen that way and switch between them easily with instant visual access to all information. For arranging windows, you can use the AOC Screen Plus software, which functions like the inbuilt feature of Windows 11, but is a bit more flexible with more arrangement options. Screen Plus does not work well in Windows 11 though, but either way, whichever operating system you may be using, there's a way to use the screen real estate in an efficient way. If there's something that the 32:9 format is not suited for, it's video, because whether you're watching the standard 16:9 or wide 21:9 format, there will always be black bars on both sides of the screen. For most of the video content, this model will be the same as any regular 27-inch model, so that is definitely not its strong point. On the other hand, since AG493UCX2 is rated as a gaming model, we have to say that for that purpose it does offer a very unconventional experience for pretty much any game genre. In driving and flying sims, you get more immersion and the feel that the screen practically surrounds you and covers your entire field of view, while in FPS games you also get a tangible advantage due to the fact that besides what you would be able to see on a standard 16:9 ratio screen, you can see an extra half of that screen on each side, and therefore have twice the chance to notice your opponents before they notice you. And that's not just in theory, as gaming on this monitor I did have more success than usual and have won more duels in PUBG and Apex Legends. Also, there were times when I spectated one of my teammates and was surprised that they just ignored an entire enemy team running by, only to remember that they probably don't even see them, as they were running along the side of the screen and were probably outside of their field of view. The extra width is so useful that it even mitigates the somewhat slower response time that is typical of VA panels, which makes the fast action scenes look less clear than on IPS or TM based monitors, especially along the edges of objects whose brightness is a lot different than that of the background. Thanks to the 165 Hz refresh rate, the response time is actually pretty good in bright parts of the scene, but since the transitions in the dark parts are the weak point of VA, in them you will notice ghosting or smudge trails behind objects. The menu does let you select one of 4 panel overdrive levels, but that does not have any noticeable impact on response time. One thing that definitely does have an impact is MBR, which is backlight strobing that can achieve a clear display of fast-moving objects close to true 1 millisecond level, but with reduced brightness and a side effect of doubling the trailing edge of an object. Plus, with it enabled, you cannot use variable refresh rate. Speaking of VRR, AMD FreeSync Premium Pro is officially supported, but NVIDIA G-Sync also works great even if the monitor is not officially compatible, so you can enjoy a smooth gameplay up to 165 FPS. Still bear in mind that in order to achieve the FPS close to 165 in 5120 by 1440 pixel resolution, you will need sufficiently powerful hardware. As for the input lag, it is quite low. We've measured 8.6 milliseconds on HDMI at 60 Hz, which is among better results we've got with our instrument. Of course, latency will be much lower on DisplayPort and at maximum refresh rate. While we're talking about gaming, there are some additional gaming features in the menu, such as crosshair or current refresh rate display, option that raises the black level for better visibility in the shadows, and game color, which lets you boost the colors to make the games look more visually impressive. As for the display quality, this model's VA panel offers pretty good uniformity and no visible backlight bleeding. Viewing angles are not perfect as expected from VA, but are somewhat improved by the fact that the screen is curved, so if you're sitting at 80 centimeters from the screen or more, the shift in color and contrast towards the side of the screen is almost negligible. The panel in this case is a true 8-bit one, and according to our measurements is able to display a very good 87.2% of DCI-P free gamut. AG493UCX2 is VESA Display 400 certified, which requires a maximum brightness of at least 400 nits, though the specimen we've tested has exceeded this by a nice margin, 505 nits in SDR mode and curiously somewhat less, 485 nits in HDR mode. Panel's contrast is rated at 3000:1, but was measured at 2340:1. Not that good for a VA model, but still much better than any IPS panel. High brightness and a solid contrast allow for a very good display quality, even a usable HDR mode, which on this model comes with several presets. The official display HDR mode, HDR game, HDR picture and HDR movie, all with a slightly different tone mapping, so you can pick the one you like for the specific content. As for the display accuracy, the best measured delta E deviation was 2.9, just below the threshold of 3, which is considered unnoticeable for an average eye. Interesting fact, this is the only monitor, actually the only display so far on our test, that had consistent accuracy in all the preset modes, between 2.9 and 3.1, so whichever mode you choose you can count on a pretty accurate image. The only exception being the reading mode, which is catered to a more comfortable reading experience. AOC has obviously paid a lot of attention to calibrating this monitor, which is admirable and makes the level of display quality more than suitable not only for gaming but for general use and work as well. All in all, AOC Agon AG493UCX2 is a very interesting monitor, perhaps not the obvious choice for most users, but one that can offer a tangible advantage over a standard monitor, even over ultra-wide ones, both for work and for gaming. This uniqueness will cost you though around $820 on Amazon, which is not cheap but not too much either for what you get. A high build quality that we're used to with Agon series, a crazy amount of workspace, solid color accuracy and plenty of additional features. Those of you who can afford it and can recognize the advantages this model has to offer for your needs can't go wrong with this monitor. As a side note, we would like AOC to offer a more plain version of this monitor. No bells and whistles and outside of Agon brand, as we believe that lower price would allow more users to enjoy this format. It certainly deserves it. So what are your thoughts on this monitor? Let us know in the comments below. We hope you enjoyed this video enough to give us a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to our channel for more interesting content. You were watching Bench House, my name is Ivan and I'll see you next time.